So far, we've been getting our block actor to fall downward by using a simple behavior, the move behavior. We just point that straight down and we kind of create an artificial gravity. What's nice about this method is that it's very simple to do and we can change it up for individual actors. So maybe I want this actor to fall down and then at some other point I want another actor to fall up, or at some point in the game I want to set up some sort of trigger that changes this move behavior to a different direction. That way I can change gravity in my scene quite easily. But GameSalad also comes in with a global gravity built in, which affects every actor inside the stage. So let's go ahead and remove the move behavior, which is making our block fall down, and then also delete the other move behavior, which was making our block move to the right. And as always, let's take a moment to preview this just to make sure everything is working. So we have no more move behaviors applied to this block, so of course he doesn't go anywhere. He just kind of hovers there in space. So let's see what happens if we actually turn on gravity. Now, to get to gravity, what you want to do is go down to this Scene tab, because this affects the entire scene, not just one actor. And inside this Scene tab, you can see we have this pull down called gravity. And for gravity, we have X and Y. Now, if you're not familiar with what X and Y are, just think of X as horizontal, everything moving left and right in your screen, and Y as vertical, everything moving up and down in your screen. So right now we have 0 intensity for gravity horizontally, and 0 intensity for gravity vertically. So let's see what happens if we take the X value and type in something like 100, and then go ahead and preview our scene. You can see our cube then moves off into space over to the left. Let's preview that one more time. So again, as I said, X is going to be horizontal, which is why when I type in a value of 100, our cube moves horizontally over to the left. Now, I can also type in something like minus 100, and I bet you can guess where my cube is going to go now, or my block character. Now he goes to the right. So I'm just going to take my X value and turn that back to 0, and then I'm going to take my Y value and I'm going to type in minus 100, and then of course we'll preview that, and you can see now my gravity in my entire scene is floating upward. And then of course we can type in 100 and get what we would expect gravity to do, which is to get everything to fall downward. And again, if this ground surface wasn't set to, or the checkbox wasn't unchecked for movable, the ground would of course fall as well with our main character here. Now what's really interesting about these gravity attributes is we have X and Y, and we can actually affect both at the same time. So I can do a Y of 100, and I can do something like minus 100 for, or I'll do something like minus 50 for X. And then we'll preview this. And you can see instead of falling straight down, he kind of moves over to the right. In fact, just to make that a little bit more obvious, let me move this ground surface down. So instead of straight down, now gravity is kind of moving in this diagonal direction. So you can definitely take the time to play with different gravity attributes and experiment with your scene. And again, there's going to be times where you're going to want to use gravity, when it's very easy to get that to affect everything in a scene. But I often like faking gravity using the move behaviors, because it gives you a little bit more control on how to tweak things, and you can give every single actor its own individual gravity source with different intensities, and that just makes it a little bit more fun and easier to control some of the things inside your scene. But I did want to point out where gravity was and how to use it, so take the time to experiment and learn how to use gravity.